Greetings, everyone. This is Jed Shlackman. I'm a holistic therapist here in Miami, Florida. In this short video presentation, I will be discussing the topic of the solar plexus chakra, the chakra that relates to our personal power. In doing spiritual energy healing work, a lot of what I'm doing is helping people clear and shift the energies in the chakras. These are areas where we hold a lot of blockages or disturbances in our energy flow. When we work on healing the chakras, we're able to transform our lives and be more empowered, more balanced, and more whole in the way that we're living. The solar plexus chakra, this is the third chakra, and this center is located around our stomach area. It's sometimes called the navel chakra. This is located where our digestive organs are. And if we think about what it represents in our lives, it represents how we project our power. The name solar refers to the sun, so we can think of this chakra representing how we shine into the world around us. Each of us is a spiritual being. In a sense, we're a spark of the Creator. And as we express who we are here in our human lives, we're expressing a part of the potential that is present within creation. As we relate to other people around us, it's important for us to be able to gain confidence in ourselves, to trust ourselves, and to trust life. When there are things that occur in our life that discourage us from expressing who we are, that limit our ability to assert ourselves, we tend to withdraw or pull in the energy in the solar plexus chakra area. If this becomes a chronic pattern or habit, then it affects our ability to relate well with others, and often it will lead to some physical health concerns as well. So any issues related to digestion, things like intestinal disorders, stomach disorders, pancreas issues, all of that could be pertaining to the solar plexus chakra area. If we explore the way civilization and society are set up, we can find that there are factors present which would tend to foster imbalances in the expression of power in our lives. It's very common for human beings to abuse their power, especially when people are in positions of authority. They may overproject their power and shut down the power of others. When we are in a healthy state with our third chakra, we're able to both assert ourselves and allow others to assert themselves in an appropriate way also. So we don't seek to diminish the power of others. We don't seek to oppress or suppress other people. We seek to promote the well-being of everyone as long as they're not interfering with our own ability to express who we are. When we're children growing up, we're exposed to a variety of authority figures. This includes our parents, our older siblings, our aunts and uncles and grandparents, any surrogate caretakers, such as babysitters or nannies. This also includes all the different types of teachers that we have, whether it's teachers in a regular school environment, or coaches or instructors of extracurricular activities. All these people are people who in some way express or represent authority. And the way they relate to a child can affect how that child develops his or her personal power. It's quite common for people in those authority positions to expect blind obedience, so to expect that children will listen to them and comply with them merely because of their position of authority. If a person is telling a child to do something that doesn't make sense to the child, and the child asks for an explanation, and that person is just saying, you have to do as I say because I'm your parent or I'm a teacher or authority figure, that's discouraging that child from being able to assert themselves. When we feel that we've been mistreated, that we've been oppressed or abused, there's more than one way that we can respond to that or adapt or cope with that situation. Some people tend to shut themselves down, so they become more meek and passive. They're afraid to assert their authority because they don't want to experience some negative reaction from other people. If you restrict your own power, your own expression in that way, then you may avoid those negative reactions from others, but you also won't be able to develop as many positive relationships with other people. And in a sense, you're playing the role of a doormat, so you may draw toward you in the future other people who will also abuse you in some way, who will block you from expressing your power. Another reaction is to overcompensate and become somewhat defiant or rebellious. So if you feel that you've been shut down a lot, you may start to overreact and overexert your power. You may not be doing that toward the people who have suppressed you, you may do it toward other people. So if someone or some people have bullied you, rather than reacting to those bullies, you may project your power in relationships with other people, and you may start to bully or suppress other people in your life. We see these patterns commonly with people that have been abused or not been able to assert themselves as children, where they grow up to become the person who is the bully or abuser. It's important for us to heal these issues, to really work toward finding a true balance within ourselves, to feel comfortable and secure within ourselves, to express things that are important to us, to really speak what we believe, what we truly feel, to not be overly concerned about offending other people, and to not be overly concerned with expressing or positioning ourselves in a place of power over others. So we don't need to overdo it when presenting that we're in a position of authority, because really authority comes from really using that authority in an appropriate or beneficial way. If you're in a position of authority and you're abusing or misusing that position, it's actually important for other people to speak up about that and to challenge you. In society, if people don't challenge abuses of power, those abuses will tend to grow and expand. In all of our relationships, we need to be aware of this so that we're not abusing our own power and we're not acquiescing too much to people who are abusing their power toward us. we can look at this not only in our individual or personal lives, but in society around us. Throughout history, we see many examples of cultures where there's some type of abuse or oppression occurring. If we explore the many different people that have been settlers in the United States, people who have come here from other countries, we can see that many people have come here because they've been trying to flee or get away from some type of oppressive situation in their homeland or country of origin. Now, if they've done that, if they've left that environment and they've come here, it's a vulnerability that there might be some effort by them to replay those scenarios either as the victim or the oppressor. So here in America, we also have many different abuses of power that occur, whether it was the European settlers carrying out horrific abuses toward the Native Americans, white Europeans carrying out abuses toward black slaves here in America, and then later on, many instances of America intervening in other countries around the world. So America interfering with the affairs of other peoples, trying to say that America knows what is best for everyone else. So from the point of view of people in many of those other countries, America has become the bully or the abuser. This gives us some insight into the dynamics that are present in human society and in mass consciousness. Historically, there are examples of people who are charismatic leaders, and it's been thought that people are attracted to those leaders based on their own issues related to the solar plexus chakra, to their own power imbalances. If you feel that you are a weak person or you're not able to assert yourself, it's not unusual to be naturally attracted toward other people who are actually over-assertive of their power. So someone who is a tyrannical leader may attract many followers to them who have some form of weakness in that area themselves, and they're vicariously able to experience that sense of empowerment through that very powerful appearing leader. So when we observe someone in those types of positions acting very confident, very bold, very charismatic, we'll notice that there are people who are drawn toward them for these types of reasons. People who feel that they have been oppressed and they're looking for a strong leader to speak for them. Now, whether we agree with the positions or views or policies that that particular leader may be advocating or expressing, it's interesting to look at this power dynamic. Power is something that is part of life. We all carry universal energy within us. We're all co-creative spiritual beings, so we're all using the power of creation to project what our intentions are for this world that we live in, for our own lives, and for how we would like to influence the world around us. As we interact with other people, we can be more conscious of how we are expressing our power, of whether we feel empowered or disempowered, of whether we are respecting the power of others or not. This is something that's hard to be aware of sometimes because we're very caught up in our roles in society. when we're in a certain role, we tend to play out how people in that particular role would typically act. So if you're a teacher, you might act the way people expect a teacher to perform that role. Or if you're a police officer, you may act the way people would expect a police officer to perform that role. It's helpful to step outside of our roles just so that we can examine how we're functioning, how we're acting. We don't want to be too attached to any particular role that we've been playing, since we are so much more than any one role. If we limit ourselves to one particular role, then we won't really be able to adapt well to other roles or situations that may come up in our lives. We want to be able to be more flexible, more multifaceted and multidimensional. So in order to find more balance in our lives with power, with these issues pertaining to our solar plexus chakra, we can't be rigid or stuck in one particular role. We need to be able to adjust and adapt and find what is healthy, what is most productive for the role or situation that we are in at the present. For anyone who's looking for assistance in working through solar plexus chakra issues, it may be helpful to do some self-reflection, some meditation and journaling to become conscious of how we react to various situations or various people who are present in our lives. Sometimes we may need to go back to repressed memories using methods such as hypnosis. It's also helpful to do things that bring energy to that area of our energy field, whether it's through breathing exercises, through visualization, through some form of vocalization, energy healing through our hands. All these different methods can help energize a particular chakra area, and in this instance we're referring to the solar plexus chakra. So if you were to work with that chakra, you might want to do some deep breathing, where you bring your breath all the way down through your diaphragm. You feel that part of your body fully opening and expanding so that that energy and power can stream through there. When we've had issues where energy has been suppressed in that area, we may find that we're tense, that we're not really breathing fully. So consciously breathing more fully, bringing that energy into that area, can be very helpful. Also, we can use the power of our creative visualization or imagination to see ourselves playing a different role in our life, to see ourselves as a charismatic or confident person, as someone who is able to assert themselves, who's not afraid to speak their truth, not afraid to shine or stand out in some way. So to know that it's okay to be seen for who you are, to feel worthy and valuable, and to appreciate the importance of what you contribute to the world, of what you are adding to creation. I appreciate each of you for taking the time to watch this video. Anyone who would like to learn more about holistic well-being and spiritual healing topics is welcome to visit my website at www.phinsights.com. That's PHINSIGHTS.com. You can also check out more of my videos on this YouTube channel. I wish you all a good day. Namaste.